welcome back. We have a brand new live crochet along that is coming up very soon, and today's our Q&A for that. And we're going to work on this cutie pie right here, which is Cupid. Yes, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so might as well make Cupid so that way we can spread the love around the world, right? Isn't he so cute? And of course, you can totally add different eyes to make him even cuter. I know when you have big eyes, they usually look really cute. I might even do that during the crochet along. Since we're remaking Cupid anyways together, I might even switch up the eyes just to show you the different variety. How's it going, everyone? Leave a comment down below. Let us know if you already signed up. It is free to join, and you can also get the PDF ahead of time if you wish to do so. Let us know in the comments if you're excited for Mr. Cupid to be made by your hands. So, and also come with questions. Leave your questions down below. I'm going to guide you through the entire live crochet along so you know exactly what to expect. And then you're going to see we're going to have a lot of fun together. All right, so let's get first started with how does Cupid actually look like? Let me show you all the features, okay? So let me remove this and I'll show you this, okay? So Cupid is here right in front of me. So I'm going to show you all the different features that Cupid does have, because some of you guys might not know. Okay, the first thing is, I know a lot of people always ask, like, how big is Cupid? Okay, so I have here my measuring tape to show you. He's about... Where is my, I'm trying to make it even because, you know, I'm from an angle. So it's about, what is it, 9 inches, 9.5 roughly. It's about 9.5 inches, okay, in height. And then across, it's roughly 7 inches, okay. So I'm taking here the wings with it as well, okay. So that's what we're working with in terms of width and height. Now this direction, you can see he's not that fat, okay. He's actually, he's nice. You know, he has a nice body. Anyways, so he obviously has a toga on. So, but I wanted to make sure it's appropriate. So we do have some pants underneath. Now that is optional. You don't have to add that if you don't want to. Okay, so I have a little note in the pattern that mentions that you could start right at this point right here and then just work the actual, let's call it a skirt at that point, right? So you could just use the skirt part itself if you don't want to add the pants. I think the pants make it more appropriate. It also feels like it holds the entire thing more together. Okay, and then at the very end you just add the strap around it, which is the obvious thing for the toga, just to hold it all nicely together. Okay, so, and I'm going to go through some of your guys' questions in just a second. Keep the questions coming because I'm very excited to answer them all. So keep the comments questions, just put them down below. Okay, so and then obviously I just added here a little, let's call it the belt all the way around. I added the bow here in the back, but you don't have to add it in the back. You know, you can also, you know, leave it in the front. But I felt like it looked prettier without the bow in the front. It focuses more on the actual toga itself, right? And then we have, of course, the wings here in the back, which I hardened. So I used some glue to harden them and sew them on after. And then we have this, which is the, let's call it the hair, but it really truly is more of a wig. Okay, so it is sewn on, and then this is just poked into it. You know, pretend it is really just like floating around on there on the top there, right? And then we have the backpack, of course, which is super duper cute. Let's see, Justin is saying, how easy is it to get the measurements correctly when crocheting? Are you talking about this one? Because we're talking about this amigurumi. Are you talking about this amigurumi? It is not that hard to get to it. You have a gauge that will is in the pattern. So it would tell you how many stitches per inch you have, or how many rows per inch you have. And if you're off a little bit, all you got to do is adjust your crochet hook a little bit. But to be fair, this is an amigurumi, okay? It is not like a wearable. It's okay if you're off off a little bit. If you are staying consistent throughout with your tension, you'll be able to make this work no matter what, okay? So it is totally fine. This is a beginner-friendly pattern. I promise you it is not that hard, okay? It may look hard, but it truly is not. And plus, we're doing it as a live crochet along. Ooh, I just noticed that I put an O, a P instead of an O. It's supposed to be saying O. Let me change that real quick. I don't know how that happened. I just noticed it. This is something when you read too fast, you didn't even see it. See, it's fixed. Ta-da! Anyways, it's a live crochet along, which means I guide you through it. I explain in a second that a little bit more in detail so you know exactly what I mean by live crochet along, okay? So anyways, we have the toga, we have the actual body, we have the wig and the halo, and we have, of course, the wings here in the back. I'll go through the materials in a second so you know exactly what that means, okay? And right here is the backpack. Let's talk about the backpack because it's so cute. Oh my gosh, is it so cute or what? So you have obviously here the backpack straps, and I added a little, extra strap here, or I shouldn't call it a strap, it's more like a loop, okay, where there's a button so that way you can add all your things to it. Cupid, of course, is carrying around some hearts, right? And those hearts can be added to the little arrow right here, okay? I'll show that in a second a little bit more closely so you know exactly how this works. Now you can add it permanently too. I added in a way that you have little loops here in the back, okay? So that you can poke it into it and just swoop out the hearts right here if you wanted to. So, think about it like I'm shooting the arrow and then I'll take my arrow back, but I'll leave the heart in it. You get what I'm saying, right? So that's the point of these little loops here in the back. Do you see them right there? So you can add it into it. Anyways, so that is the cute little backpack. Let me put on the backpack so you can see how this works. So you simply go around it, which means around the arm, around the wings, and then the same is true on the other side. You go around the wings and the arm, and there you go. The backpack is on. You just adjust it here a tiny bit in the back so you can really cute see it. Oh, isn't that so adorable? Oh my gosh, I love it. It is so cute. So now let's talk about the bow and arrow here for a second, okay? This really, the entire thing is perfect for like a Valentine's gift. It's great for decor and all those things. It's really, really amazing. Gigi, I get to your second and just to your question to just a second, okay? So let me show you. So this is the heart. Obviously, it's the same as the other ones I just showed you. And yes, it twists around because you can take it off, okay? So I can wiggle it around and then take it off. Do you see that here? I'm just going to leave it for now. And then this is simply a piece of wire right here. This is a number 2 wire that I used. I crocheted this and then I wrapped the yarn around here. I'll show you that during the live crochet along. And then right here inside is the same type of wire that's in here. It's also in here. And it also means, of course, you're going to need some wire cutters and pliers. I just use these, right? So, they've gotten a lot of love and I'm very happy with them. So all the links, everything that I use is in the pattern. And then I also have used, let me show you the other wire. I don't use much of that. You don't even have to use a separate one if you don't want to. You could use the same one as this. This one I used for this part, the halo, which again, you don't have to add all the parts if you don't want to. If you feel like, you know what, I don't want mine to have a halo, then you don't add a halo. It's fine, okay? So you could add the bow and arrow right here in the front. So let me show you how I do it. So I wrap this around here because it holds it up nicely. Okay, so if I take this out and then I'll just squeeze it through here and then wrap this back around here like so. Then you have the bow and arrow right attached to Mr. or Mrs. Cupid, however you want to call it, okay? And that way everything is in one place. You see that? It doesn't fall away. It doesn't fall off. Everything is nice and cute. Now, as I said, the heart is twisting. That's how I designed it, but you don't have to have it twisting. You can just literally glue it on, sew it on, whatever. If you want it to be permanent, that's how it is, okay? You get to decide how you want it to be. How cute! Okay, Gigi is asking, let me show you. Keep the questions coming. Gigi's asking, how did I stiffen lengthen the wings, I just simply used school glue for that, okay? I just, literally put it all over the wings before sewing it on. It's separate. It's not on the body yet, okay? Before sewing it on, I put it all over. Think of it like a different way of blocking it, but it stays, pretty straight. I mean, I can still bend it, you can see, but it stays pretty straight and doesn't flap around, okay? So I added some school glue to it, let it dry probably for about 3-ish hours. Then I flipped it around and let the other side dry. So then just let it sit overnight. You can totally add it on top of a wire or something. It will probably go faster because then you have that airflow underneath. I didn't do that. But yes, Elmer's glue, super glue, and not super glue, school glue, whatever you typically use for, school glue. It really is just traditional glue like you would use in school. Nothing too special about that one. Okay. I used Elmer's glue. Yes. Okay, let me show you the breakdown here for a second. Okay, so let me show you how everything works. So first of all, I do want to point out, so this, I called it 4-in-1, okay? I probably should have called it more because it does have a lot of features, right? I called it as the body is 1, okay? The bow and arrow, there's 2 right there, right? And then you have the backpack as 3, but really there's more to it, right? There's the little tiny hearts, there's the toga, there's the wings, right? I mean, I could have called it more, but I didn't want to be super duper picky here, okay? So the body is 1, the bow and arrow is 2 and 3, and then the backpack is number 4, okay? So that's what I called it, but again, you could add more to it if you wanted to. So you have the option to join the free Crochet Along. Let's break this down for a second. If you join the free Crochet Along, all you got to do is sign up at the link up there. It's already in the comments. I put it there as pinned, so you can go there. That's on YouTube. On Facebook, you just type in the word Cupid in the comments, and it'll automatically send it to you in a message if you have a public account. It doesn't work for private accounts. Otherwise, just click the link in the description on either Facebook or YouTube. Okay, and for the free Crochet Along, that just means you're going to get every part as it is being published. I'll show you the schedule in a second so you know exactly when you're getting everything, okay? And if you sign up, you get early access like the evening before. That's when I sent you the email. All the live tutorials are already scheduled out, okay? Let me explain what that means in terms of live Crochet Alongs. So what it really means, in case you've never been part of a live Crochet Along, it means that the videos are not pre-recorded. We are doing it live on camera, meaning I'm crocheting the entire doll again live on camera. I have a few things prepared ahead of time so you don't have to watch me crochet, I don't know, making things up, 10 rows of single crochet stitches, right? I have all that prepared ahead of time so that way it's a fluid transition. You can see all the important parts of it and you can ask questions live right there and get instant support. So literally we're crocheting it together, okay? That's what a live Crochet Along means. It also means you're part of a huge community and everyone working on it at the same time. It really truly is super duper fun to go through it as you're watching someone crochet it, and you can ask questions right there and you have the community support all at the same time. It really is an amazing event. It totally feels different than any other Crochet Along. You really feel like you're merged into it and you're really part of the entire thing and the entire process. And no matter what, you get support, you have questions, you get to have answers immediately. And it's every day is one part. It's literally back to back. It's 3 consecutive days starting the 29th. I'll show you the breakdown in a second. But if you are deciding to go with the VIP access, that just means you're getting immediately the pattern ahead of time. For anyone that's going through the free part, you're getting it as the parts are being published. Okay, so part 1 is on the 29th, part 2 is on the 30th, etc., right? But for the VIP access, and that includes my TCC members, so VIP access, mine right here, that means you're getting the PDF. You purchase the PDF to have you work at your own pace, to have access early, whatever. You have an ad-free version of the entire pattern, okay? So it doesn't have any ads and you can print it out immediately. Now for those in the in TCC, the Crochet Club, our membership, you already have access to the pattern. You do not have to purchase it separately. You already already have access to it. Now, for everyone else, the free Crochet Along is here for you. Yes, it has ads. Yes, you cannot print it. Okay, it's not printable, but you do have it available for free at your own leisure. Okay, Justin, this is a great question. Okay, Justin, whoopsie. Yes, Justin is asking, or Justine, is it Justine or Justin? I don't know. What's the difficulty of making a doll like that compared to a shawl poncho for you? I actually think it's very easy. I always thought when I first started to crochet that it's very hard. It's not, because it's mostly single crochet stitches. You guys, really, there are increases and decreases, and that's really how the body is shaped, or the accessories are shaped. It is mostly single crochet and increases and decreases. If you know how to do single crochet and increase and decreases, you're good to go. There are just a few parts of it where I used some other stitches, like double crochet or triple crochet stitches, and that was for the hearts. Everything else, I'm looking at my pattern right now. Yeah, everything else is just single crochet stitches. So guys, this is not hard, I promise you, and I'm guiding you through it too. It's Justin without an E. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Yes, it's Justin without an E, and you can get it. It's very easy, I promise. Okay, so Maxine is already working on the hair. Maxine, be patient with the hair. I know it takes a while. It takes a while to go through it. Let me show you the schedule, okay? I know you guys are very curious about the schedule. Here's the schedule, okay? This is the live Crochet Along schedule, okay? So we are starting every single day at 12 o'clock Pacific time. I made it even, so you don't have to worry about timing. You know exactly every day it's the same time. You don't have to think about it, okay? You just have to remember when is each day, okay? Part 1, we're going to work on the body, the face, and the hair. Now, I'm not going to show you the entire hair on camera. I show you all the things leading up to the actual hair part of it, meaning we do the wig part and then we add the hair onto it. So I'm going to show you how the hair works, okay? And once you get the hang of the hair, you're just going to continue doing it, right? The body, I'm going to show the most important parts, okay? So that way you can see everything that you need to know. I will try as much as I can to skip the parts that have a lot of single crochet rows or rounds that are just single crochet. There's nothing else going on. I try to, make everything prepared ahead of time so you don't have to watch me crochet 10 rounds of single crochet stitches, right? But we're trying to do as best as I can to make sure you don't have to have, you want it to be fun, right? That's the whole point of being part of a live Crochet Along. Fun, not boring. We're not going to make anything boring. We make it fun, okay? So we're going to work on the body, the face, and the hair. And the face really is not that hard. Once you add the eyes into it while you're crocheting it, you just have to add the nose and the mouth after. Mouth. Sorry about that. After, and that's good to go. Remember, you're going to need some polyfill, of course, so make sure you have that ready to go. In part 2, we're going to work on the toga. Again, I will talk about that you could easily start with just the skirt if you don't want to add the pants underneath. I think it's more appropriate with the pants, but you do you, okay? And I'll show you part of the wings as well, and I'll show you how they look like at the end. Of course, I have that prepared ahead of time. And the halo, I will do the entire thing on camera. That is not that hard, I promise. Okay, and then on the last day, so this is 29th, 30th, 31st, so you can see it's consecutive, 3 consecutive days. And then on the last day, we have the hearts, the backpack, the bow and arrow, and the assembly. So assembly really is not that much. You just put all the clothes on, pretty much, right? And of course, for the bow and arrow, there was some assembly required in order to finish it up, but that's kind of part of it. So part 3 is probably going to be the shortest of all the days, which is a good thing because that gives you enough time to catch up on everything in case you got behind a little bit, and that's okay, it's fine. And then we have a celebration with price at the very end, which is a Saturday. So let me explain. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so in about 7 days roughly ish, we have a celebration with prices. What does that mean? That means we're celebrating finishing the live Crochet Along, and all the people who are finishing their CUPID, I'm going to accept even the Cupids if you are, let's say, I don't want a backpack. Okay, I just don't want a backpack. That's fine. Let's make it this up, okay? Or I don't want a halo. That's fine too. I just want to see a finished Cupid. Whatever you consider to be finished, I want it to be finished. So meaning don't have a picture shown with yarn hanging off or anything. Show a finished Cupid using this pattern and post it into the Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki with the corresponding hashtag that is part of this crochet along. Okay. So, and the hashtag will be mentioned everywhere. So no worries. You're not going to miss it or anything. It's literally just live Cal January. So JAN 25. It's very easy to remember. Okay. So you're going to use that hashtag whenever you post into the Facebook group. And by the end, I will go through all the finished Cupids that use the hashtag. And then I put you into a spinning wheel. And then 3 winners will be announced at the end to win a prize. Okay. So that's going to be fun. So if you want to be part of that, definitely join us. Have fun with us to make this cute, adorable adorable little Cupid. That's what I meant to say. That's what happens. Sometimes you combine words together, right? Have you done that before? That's fun. Anyways, there was a blooper for you. So, but in case you don't finish Cupid, no worries. I'm not going to punish you for that. You still come to the party because we're going to give prizes away even if you don't finish the Cupid. Because why? I want to make it fun for everyone. And I want to have a celebration with everyone. AKA, everyone is invited to this party. So please come even if you don't join or finish the Cupid because it's going to be so much fun and it's worth coming. Trust me, we're going to have so much fun in this live crochet along. Okay, so Maxine is saying she's halfway through. Let's go. I'm so glad. How do we do the hair? Carol, we're going to work on the hair on the 29th. Now you can get a head start if you wanted to, as I mentioned before the live crochet along actually starts. If you want to, that is your choice. Oopsie daisy, I just removed the wrong thing. That's what I meant to show. Carol, if you want to grab the PDF already, you totally can. You can grab the PDF, okay? You have to pay for it. And that way you get the pattern ahead of time and you could start already. But in order to crochet the hair, you can also wait for the live crochet along to actually start, meaning the free part of it. And then I'll show you then on the first day, okay? If you sign up, you get early access to the pattern, meaning the evening before of all the scheduled dates that I just mentioned. So let me show you again. So these are the dates when I go live. But if you sign up the evening before, meaning, for example, the 29th is part 1. On the 28th in the evening, I will make the pattern available. So that way you can read through it before the actual live crochet along starts. And then you get access to it, okay? So, Carol, you have 2 different options, okay? You get to pick what works best for you. So, we are making this Cupid in case anyone does not know what we're talking about. We're making Cupid, okay? Let's see. Are there any more questions about this super fun crochet along? Gloria says it's cute, but she has to watch. She has some health problem. That's totally fine. It happens. It's okay. All right. So this live crochet along really is truly really fun. Okay. I make all the live crochet alongs in some way different. Okay. So sometimes we make a doll like this. Like we had one time we made a basket. One time we made a chicken with baby chicks. Okay. There was an amigurumi involved. Another time we made, what else did we make? We also had another doll that turned into a rose or a flower, whatever you want to call it. It was for me more of a rose, right? So I had like a rose that turned into a flower. So we had that. We also had a wreath, a Christmas wreath. Who knows what I'm making next time? I want to make more wreaths. So we'll see if we're going to make another wreath. But right now we're going to focus on Cupid. Okay. So we have live crochet alongs every 2 months just to give you an introduction to what it means to have a live crochet along, to get a lot of support, have instant answers to the questions that you have in your mind, or if you couldn't see something, think about it. If you've gone through pre-recorded videos before and sometimes the videos are not very clear, then you're going to ask a question in the comments and you have to wait for later, and you have to wait sometimes hours, days, months, weeks sometimes until you get an answer from the designer because it depends on their schedule when they have time to get to your question. But for a live crochet along, I see your questions instantly and I answer them instantly, okay? Which is really what makes these crochet alongs really, really fun. And everyone is there watching the same time. You literally feel like you're in a watch party and everyone is talking and working on crochet all about the same pattern, which is super duper fun. Now, you don't have to crochet with me directly. Actually, I don't recommend that because, as I said, I'm skipping certain parts and then you're going to feel like, oh no, I'm going behind. The best thing to do during a live crochet along is to watch and ask questions as you are seeing things, because if you're crocheting while you're listening, you're not watching, and when you're not watching, you can't see if you miss something. Okay, so the best thing to do is watch, understand what I'm going through, and ask questions right there. Okay, and say, hey, I didn't see this part, can you show this part again? Right? And so that way, put your own crochet to the side and then re-watch it afterwards, and then you can pause the video and then you can crochet with me at the same time after. So that's the best thing to do during a live crochet along, is first watch and ask questions and then watch it again, and that way you can crochet with me. Let's see, is that string or string on the bow? String. Oh, is that a yarn or string on the bow? This is yarn, you guys. This is just ooh, can't see it, silly me. I put the wrong one up. Hang on, I show you. Okay, this is just yarn. Yes. Okay, let's talk about the yarn for a second. And thank you for bringing that up, because I do want to show you the actual yarn that I'm using. So let me show you that. Hang on, I gotta remove this and show you this. Okay, so hang on, there's probably a bit more. There we go. So this is the entire material section. Okay, it is in the pattern and it's already on my website, and if you sign up, I literally send it to you in an email, so you don't have to deal with ads or anything. All you have to do is sign up and you get this in an email. So it will tell you exactly what I used. Now, it doesn't mean you have to use the exact same thing, okay? So I do want to point out that for some odd reason, I don't know why Loops and Thread did it that way, or I should call it Michael's, because that's Michael's yarn. I picked up these colors right here, and the ones in parentheses, that's what I'm calling it, because they are calling it numbers, and I'm going to show it to you just that you know. Okay, let me remove this for just a second because I want to show you. So this is the yarn. Here's an example for the yarn. Okay, so this is loops. Where's my camera? There we go. This is Loops and Threads. This is the yarn I'm using. Okay, impeccable. And it says literally right here, a color name is the literally number. So they're not giving me a per se name. They're just giving me a number. So I don't know what they're actually calling this, but there is a number written down, which is a little bit funny. I don't know why they're doing it that way, but they're doing it that way. So I just want to let you know, because that might be confusing for those who have never used it before. So I called it what it is in parentheses. So just that you know. So yellow, light blush, skin color, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. You can make it darker. You saw my Cupid. Cupid is for me a little bit lighter because that's what I see online for Cupid, right? But you can totally make it darker. You make it whatever color you want it to be, okay? Then I use obviously some red and some dark gold. For the dark gold, this is what I call dark gold. It's not this shiny gold, but it does kind of look like gold. So I'm just calling it dark gold, just that you know. I do want to point out for the white, I couldn't find, when I went to my Michael's and white, they had like an off-white and I didn't like it. So I used a white that I already had at home, which happened to be, where's my finger? Right there, which happened to be Big Twist from Joann's. And that one is a little bit thicker. Okay, so the gauge for the white here is a little bit different, and I put it in the pattern, so just that you know, because I noticed it as I was crocheting. I was like, oh, this is a little off, but it's fine. It totally works out anyways. But yes, it's a little bit thicker yarn than the Loops and Thread. It's still worsted, but it's on the heavier side, if that makes any sense. And then for mini keens, this is number 2 yarn. Where's my finger? No, wrong direction. There we go. This one right here, mini keens. This is a sport yarn or number 2 yarn. And really the only thing I used it for is the hearts. Okay, so there's 3 different colored hearts. And then I used it for the string right here, okay? This part right here. Again, you can totally use another yarn if you wanted to. Oh, and I used it for the mouth, excuse me. The black part right there is also a number 2 yarn. Now, for the wings, I don't even know if you can tell. There's some glitter in it. Can you tell that there's some glitter in it? There. Okay, I added glitter yarn to it because I thought it was really cute to have wings that have some glitter in it. You can just use white, okay? I'm not requiring you to use exactly the yarn as I do. In fact, I'm pointing that out. Do not feel required to use the exact same yarn as I do, okay? Use whatever you have on hand, go through your yarn stash, use what you have, or go to your local yarn shop and get you what you want, okay? So you don't have to use the exact same thing. Now, I also want to point out the fact that I'm using a 3mm hook because I have loose tension. If you are a tight crocheter, you may have to go up in hook size a little bit. Okay, you're gonna just make a little swatch or start with the legs or something, because that's what we're starting with, and do your measurements and then see, am I getting the same gauge? You don't have to get the perfect gauge the way I do. Keep your tension even and you should be fine. Okay, if you feel like the doll is a little bit too big for you, then go down in yarn weight. Okay, use a DK yarn if you like. It's totally fine. You may have to adjust your hook size, but that's fine. Okay, let's see. Michelle saying, I'm going to add arrows to the backpack. I'm having fun doing the body. That's awesome. I want to see that. Like the actual, oh, you're going to like attach it to it, or you're going to add like embroidery on it. I kind of want to know what you mean by that. Like embroidery on top of the backpack, or are you going to add this bow and arrow, like attach it to the backpack? I want to know what you mean by that, because that would be fun. But anyways, either way, whatever you do, I want to see it. I'm really curious. We also, of course, scissors, tapestry needle, polyfill is very important. Obviously, we're stuffing it. And then anything that's red, by the way, in this case here, you can click on it so you know exactly what I used. We have a number 2 gauge floor wire and a number 22 gauge wire. Again, you could totally use just a 2 gauge if you don't feel like, if you don't have another, this is a 22 gauge. There's also 24. You can use a 24 as well. Either one works fine. I just use that for the halo. Really, that's what I used it for. Okay, you can totally use another one as well. It doesn't have to be perfect, the exact same one. Use whatever you have on hand. Okay, of course you need cutters, wire cutters and pliers. Do not attempt this without it. You cannot use scissors to cut wire. Do not attempt it. It will ruin your scissors forever. Most of them actually break or have like an indenting, and you're not going to use it after. Don't do it. I learned it when I was younger. Obviously I was not an adult yet. Guess what? That's how you learn, by doing mistakes. Anyways, I also use some plastic eyes. I used an 8mm in terms of the plastic eyes, but I'm debating if I should use something bigger. Let me show you what I have. Okay, right here, this is kind of the set that I typically use. I'm getting some more different ones because I'm really into amigurumi right now. I want to do some more amigurumi stuff, but there are some other eyes in here. Let me move Cupid to the side for a second. I want to show you this specific set right here. If you want a link to it, let me know and I'll put it into the description or into the material section so you know. But this is the one here I used. So this is the 6mm, this is the 8, I believe 10, 12, and so forth. So this is the one I used, but I'm debating if I should be using maybe this one the next time. So this one is, whoopsie, that fell out of my hand. Let me see if I can do it this way. This has like this clear part around it. It's not very clear. There we go. Maybe you can see that a little bit better. It has like this clear part around it. Maybe I'll use that. Down here, these are noses for animals. I'm not using those, of course. But yeah, so maybe I'm going to attempt, you know, to use one of these. They make it a little bit bigger. The eyes are a little bit bigger. Maybe I can give Cupid some blue eyes, like I do. I have blue, green, gray eyes. So maybe I'll do some of that. Anyways, there's a lot of different things that you could use. You don't have to use the exact same one. You can even embroider it on if you wanted to. That's another option. Okay. Then for the backpack, I have a cute little button. Okay. Mine happened to be 1 centimeter. You can use whatever you wish. You know, it doesn't even need a button if you don't want it to be. For school glue, yes, just to harden things. Where's my school glue? I have it right here. This is what I used, school glue from, you know, Elmer's school glue. And then I used some hot glue. Okay, the hot glue is to prevent you from poking yourself, hurting yourself, because it really what it does, and I kind of want to show it to you. Okay, is it I added some hot glue here to hold the yarn in place. First of all, I added some hot glue here in the back to hold things in place. Okay, that's the other one. And I used it inside here for the wire because once you cut it, it's kind of pokey. So I added some hot glue around and let it dry. So it's like a ball on both sides. So when you then bend it, it's not going to poke out of your crochet, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I used some hot glue for that. The rest of it is sewn. Okay, so this is really just the hot glue is there to hold this yarn in place, and for the rest of it is for safety. That's what I use it for, but again, it's not required if you don't want it to be. Okay, so let's see. Yes, I'm gonna add a gold glitter for the wings, I assume, right? Yay! Hi, Barbara, I'm glad you're here. Let's see. And then we're going to, let's see, Michelle is saying, I'm going to make the actual arrows and stick with them. That's a great idea. Let's do that. Maybe make tiny ones so they fit inside the backpack, like smaller ones. That would be cool too. Ooh, I would love to see that. Let's see. Do you think nail clippers might be okay for cutting? I've never tried it, but personally, I don't think I would recommend it because really nail clippers, they're there for nails. Nails are soft. They're soft. I don't think I would do that. I think nail clippers is very similar to scissors. I mean, sometimes when I was younger and I didn't have nail clippers, I used scissors. So that for me is a no. I don't recommend it, Diana. I don't. But I have to tell you that I put into the pattern right here, okay, where it says wire cutter pliers, get the set here. This is like a set of 3, okay? And you get like one of these, and then you get one that we're not going to use, but it's fine because it's still very cheap. And I think this set is like $8 or $9, and you get like all of it in one. You can possibly get it even cheaper at the craft store, but please get a wire cutter and some pliers. If you have a hubby at home, you might even have some pliers, or you know, possibly a wire cutter in your handyman area stuff, right? Your tools. Go through that. Maybe you have some there. You don't need special ones. You just need something to cut it. And don't use nail clippers. I don't think that's a good recommendation. Or scissors. Okay? Let's see. Some pliers have wire cutters. That's true. Some of them have it in there. So you can look and see if you can do it. Mine are not. Mine are separate. Okay? So but I'm really excited. So let me show you one thing that I yes, just borrowed from husband. Exactly. exactly. Okay. Hi, Linda. I'm glad you made it. Okay. I want to show you really quickly. So I designed Cupid in a way that it is supposed to be a cute little amigurumi with a story, okay? My Cupid has little hearts that it attaches to the arrow on the bottom, okay? So that way he can shoot his arrow and let, you know, the friends, or let's say they were friends for a long time, okay, fall in love, okay? And then he can take, maybe it's magnetic, maybe it's magical. This part of the wire comes back to it, comes back to the Cupid, and then he goes on to his backpack, grabs a new heart out of it, right? You have a new heart and attaches to the new heart and then sends it out for the next person. But you can also say it a little differently. You say, well, you know, bow and arrow is just there for decoration because we gotta see it's Cupid, right? And then you, on the other hand, if you want to twist the story a little bit, you can use these cute little hearts like candy and give it out to your crochet besties, right? Like you can be the Valentine, you can be Cupid, just have fun with it. I mean, seriously, you can stuff this backpack with as many hearts as they can fit in there, right? I have 3 in there. Obviously, there's a lot of room. I could add more hearts into it, okay? So add as many hearts as you like and, you know, give it out to your crochet besties. Whoopsie daisy. It really is a fun way to show love and support for friends and family and those you want to surprise, okay? So it's really cute, okay? And Cupid just makes it a little bit more fun, right? It can be as a toy, it can be as for decoration. Obviously, it's not for a little child, but a child that can, let's call it respect wire, because obviously there's wire involved. A child child that can respect wire, you know if that child is ready. And if you think the child's not ready, don't introduce them to a doll that has wire in it. Okay, just that's what I'm saying. I don't recommend it for a specific age. Okay, definitely not below 3. But above that, you make the decision on your own for your own, whatever works best for you. But I think it's a really cute way. I think it's more for like a young teen, in my opinion, because that's when we fall in love with certain things, or we have crushes or whatever, right? That's when Cupid is appropriate. So think about it. Okay, that's another reason why I added pants underneath, just to make sure it's appropriate. So anyways, you do you, make your own story. I would love to hear it. In fact, if you come up with a great story for Cupid, will you please put it into the Facebook group and say, here's my Cupid story. Here's why I'm making Cupid. Okay, give me your story. I don't care how much you write. Make a novel if you like. Make an essay. Make a paragraph. Please, I want to know it. Please tell me what's in your head. Why are you making Cupid, besides that he's cute? Okay, if you have a story in mind in terms of Cupid, post it into the Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki, and just tap in this, maybe add the hashtag to it so I can find it quicker, right? And so this is my Cupid story. Here's why I crochet Cupid. Will you do that for me? Please, please, please do it for me. I told you my stories. I have 2 stories, okay? I told you both of mine. You now tell me yours. Please, will you do that? Because I love reading cute little stories like that. So if you do have one in mind or come up with one, please, please share it. Okay, he's so cute. I love it. He's adorable. Thank you guys for sharing it. Sarita says, so cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jeannie's saying, looking forward to working on this. So many options. Yes, there are many options. As I said, you don't have to do all of them. You can totally, mix it up a little bit. The cool thing is, as you crocheting this, you're developing new skills. And usually what that means is that you get a little bit of motivation and inspiration to kind of go out of your comfort zone and try new things. Okay, not just per se what the pattern says, but maybe you come up with an idea and say, oh, I'm going to change this up slightly. This is how my Cupid's going to look like. I'm really, really excited. Okay, Diana, that is a wonderful question. Will it be available after the live? Yes, 100% it will be. 100%. Now, let me point this out here. Let me remove this for a second, and I'm going to show you the schedule again. Let me see this. No, excuse me. This is the schedule. So once these lives are available, the replay will be available after. Yes, we go through it, and then you can watch this as many times as you want. In fact, all the previous live crochet alongs are still available. I'm not taking them down, okay? So if you ever want to go back to another one, feel free to do so. They're on my YouTube channel, my website, okay? Just type in live crochet along. I'm sure you'll find it there. And then you see them all right there, okay? So yes, the replay will be available. But I always say it is much better to be there live, because you can ask questions instantly and get answers instantly. If you do it during the replay, usually it takes me a little bit to get to your question. I don't check 24/7, right? I usually check once a day. Sometimes I skip on the weekends, not during an actual live crochet along, but later on, okay? I might get to your question a little later. So if you're there live, I can answer them immediately, and I can show it off immediately, whatever you're asking for, right? And then the same is true for the party or anything that comes after. It's always better to be there live, especially for parties, because I give away prizes, and prizes can only be won if you're there live and answering questions, okay? So yes, it's important to be there live. Always tell your crochet besties, be there live. You can always watch the replay later, but be there live for the prizes, okay? So it makes it way more fun. Plus, we have crochet support and community here happening at the same time, okay? So let's see. There was another question. Will there be live videos to teach us? Serena, yes, that's what I'm doing. Exactly. I'm going to teach you Cupid live. That's why I called a live crochet along, because I'm doing it live in 3 parts. Yes, yes, yes. Gigi, I'll see you later. I love all the details you added. Oh, thank you, Linda. That means a lot to me. I just didn't want to just give you, here's Cupid. I wanted to give you a little something extra. A cute little bow and arrow that you can, change up a little bit. I wanted to give you you, of course, the backpack, because might as well, right? I was like, oh, we got to have a heart backpack. Cupid has to have a heart backpack. And then you can add the little hearts inside, or maybe messages, or whatever else you want to put inside. Seriously, there are so many options of what you can do. I'm like super excited. I'm so glad you guys all love it. Will you tell your crochet besties, invite them to join us, because we're going to have so much fun in this live crochet along. So please, please tell them, invite your crochet besties, share this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have subscribed already, thank you. Turn on the bell to get a notification so you know exactly when I'm going live. But I do recommend using your phone as a reminder, saying Nikki's going live. Okay, so that way you can join us. I would do send you emails out, but not everyone has an email notification turned on. I will send emails out so that way you can join us, right? It's very important that you remember to come. It's really exciting. Is the backpack removable? Of course it is. Of course. Yeah, I'll show you. I'm literally removing it. See? You can remove it. See? I mean, you can, sew it on if you wanted to, but mine is not. Ooh, I got to remove my Elmer's glue. It gave like a shadow. Here's the backpack. Yes, you can totally remove it. It's optional to add. If you don't want a backpack, you don't need a backpack, okay? So let me put this back on so you can see it. See? Backpack back on. Ta-da! Super cute. I love it. Okay. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes. Yes, it will be. Okay. So let me remind you really quickly here. Let me remove, excuse me. What did I just do? There we go. That's what I meant to do. And let me put this back on so you know exactly what we're talking about. And this is my quick summary. Please sign up if you want to make Cupid, even if you're not quite sure yet. Sign up so you're in the email list, and that way you are getting notifications about this live crochet along, and you know exactly when everything is happening. You get reminder emails, and then you can go at your own pace, okay? If you finish your Cupid by the deadline, you're automatically entered into giveaway prizes, okay? It is a free crochet along. That means the pattern parts will be available for free on my website with ads, but it's not printable. If you are getting the PDF, it is ad free and it's printable. If you're in the crochet club, you already have access to this pattern, so you don't have to purchase it separately. But these are the options for you. I am so excited you all are going to join us. Even Cheryl's joining us. Let's go! Yay! All right, I sure hope you're going to be there. We're starting on Wednesday the 29th, and if you're in the email list on the 28th in the evening, I will give you access to part 1, and then we'll go through the body and then do all the other things that we want to go through to finish Cupid. I am so excited. Please tell everyone, share the love. That was a pun intended. Share the love for Cupid in this live crochet along. Tell your crochet besties to join us. So if you see a post on my website, or if you see a post on social media, share it. Please share it and tell your crochet besties that we're going to all do this at the same time and have so much fun. There's usually over 1,000 crocheters that all doing it at the same time. So if you tell your friends they're joining us, then it's going to be even more fun, right? All right. I hope to see you guys here next time. Hi, Southern Crafter. I'm so excited you're here. Go watch the replay so you know exactly what we're doing with Mr. Cupid or Mrs. Cupid or whatever you want it to be. Really excited. Anyways, I'll see you guys then, right? Sign up in the meantime. Until then, bye!